done a certain way, like when I'm talking, it's always nice to
don't talk about health.
elbows
Put
to
the
top
hands on the wheel.
Nice medium shot like that. When I gesture to her,
Hands on the car's moving, you fool.
Zoom in on it.
Put the fucking hands on the wheel. My most recent Ken reaction, Ken Domik says Paul 26 times in 20 minutes, was also my first pre-recorded freestyle, which is to say I did some setup work first, then played the whole thing and just talked over it with one take. And you guys liked it, and because it was freestyle, I didn't do all the work I would normally have done. So it sort of changes things. It makes it a little bit more exciting in one way, and on the other hand, I miss some things in other ways. So the best part seems to have been with me reacting to Ken taking his hands off the wheel of the car while he was driving several times. So I'm going to take that part and run it here, which is why I did the intro so fast. And this is going to be like that part, plus a little bit of extra work. There are times when Ken is speaking during taking his hands off the wheel that he also looks right at the camera while doing so. So I'm going to note all those times he did that and do so with, screen grabs. And then I'm going to run just the portion that deals with him taking his hands off the wheel. So if any of you had have turned back because you didn't want the freestyle, I'm going to give you the best part. And so let's just get to that. The funny footage is coming soon. The first thing we're going to do is get to the law of Ontario, Canada. And if you do a search for Ontario law distracted driving phone, then you will get this top result as of November 18th, 2023. Very simply put, it states that it is illegal to operate a device and a motor vehicle at the same time. It is even illegal to hold a device while operating a motor vehicle at the same time. The only thing you're allowed to do when it comes to devices is a hands-free device, and that's just to turn it on or off. What Ken does is he puts hands on the device while operating a motor vehicle. And he also performs for the camera while creating content for his YouTube channel while he operates the motor vehicle. All of it is illegal. It's distracted driving. And what I have next are a bunch of grabs that were taken in chronological order from the footage that I will provide very soon, which demonstrates that Ken is got his hands off the wheel, he's got his hands on the device, and he's looking and performing to the camera. He does it all. It's all distracted driving. It's all illegal. It makes him a bad YouTuber and a dangerous driver. Here are the grabs. These grabs are all in the footage that will be provided soon. Here is our Ken with one hand on the wheel. The other hand is employed performing for the camera, and he's looking at the camera, talking to it while the car is moving. What a stupid, reckless dick. Next, here we have Ken turning his body towards the camera to perform for his YouTube channel while the car is moving. He even is producing a stylized gesture with his right hand. Just terrible. Next, now we have Ken relaxed, leaning forward and having his right hand resting on his right knee as he changes expressions again, almost as if it were he was having a conversation with you over a coffee table about some sports team he doesn't really follow other than buying the jerseys and the hats. What can I say? It's like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And no kidding, and really. And another thing, you're driving a car, you blithering idiot. Next, here is our Ken, both hands off the fucking wheel and trying to figure out what to do for this garbage content that he makes for his vlog channel while looking in the other direction as the car is moving. What a fucking menace to everybody on the road. And this from a guy who exploited his own son's accident for clicks and cash. Total garbage of an excuse for a YouTuber. Next, this one is very strong. Because not only do we have Ken with a hand off the wheel while he's engaged with creating content and looking at his device as he's doing so, there are other vehicles on the other side of the road. And there is one traveling in the other direction while Ken is breaking the law and being a distracted driver, which is illegal. If anything would have fallen off that other car, if the other driver would have lost control, what's Ken doing? He's creating content while operating his motor vehicle, which is illegal. How come none of these videos that I make go viral? I mean, this is, I should call this YouTuber breaks the law or something like that. Be like Ken, you know? Next. They just keep getting better, do they not? Ken has both of his idiot hands on the device while the car is moving. You can check this in the footage, okay? The car is moving. He's just starting to give it some gas. The car is moving. Both hands on the device, both hands off the wheel, and performing and adjusting the device while operating the motor vehicle. And it gets even better with the next one. Next! With the previous grab, Ken had begun to apply fuel to the vehicle to have it begin to accelerate. With this one, it's gaining more speed. So he still keeps both of his fucking hands off the wheel, both of his fucking hands are on the device, and as the vehicle begins to gain more speed, that's when he keeps his hands where they don't belong, and he looks over at the road for a moment. Where is a constable when you need one to charge a clown such as this? Next! Remember what this footage was originally for. Our Ken needed a bottle of mustard, so he goes to do an errand. He turns on the camera to babble and create garbage content on his vlog channel, which at the end of the month adds up to a few $100, maybe even $1.50. He is speaking to his audience of idiots. He's pointing at the camera with one hand on the wheel, and the rest of Ken is looking right at the device while he operates the motor vehicle. Could you imagine the tragedy of being wiped out by Ken Domik, and the reason being he's creating garbage content for his vlog channel? Next. Both hands are off the wheel, and Ken is having an animated babble directed towards his audience of idiots, turning himself towards the device. This could be your brand ambassador. If you're stupid and don't know anything about what you're dealing with, you could have this dangerous fucking idiot be an ambassador for your brand. Next, we are finishing strong with this. Ken is now fully engaged, talking with both hands that are off the fucking wheel as he produces content on his device while operating a motor vehicle at the same fucking time. This goes beyond stupidity. It shows how mean-spirited and heartless he is towards the safety of other people who are on the road with him. He just doesn't care. That's what allows him to always ask for money when he doesn't need it. He had his heyday. It's over. He's set. He's got money. He doesn't need anyone to support him. I need support. Like, every once in a while, I say to you guys, hey, join the channel as a member. $1.99, custom emojis. Every once in a while, I do an early release. That's it. Ken has got different tiers of membership. He doesn't do his live streams after he promises and takes money from people. He keeps asking for support. When Carol is on his live streams, thanks for the support. We need support. And he doesn't even care about the safety of other motorists. Now, we have the footage. The car was moving with every one of those grabs. And here is the footage now.
Having the rice ready at the same time as the beef is ready, at the same time your vegetables and your dessert.
Just keep your hands on the fucking wheel.
So it's very, if you're not used to it, it is very daunting. I'm sure there's a few of you out there
Concentrate on the driving and
feel
keep
the
both
same way
hands on the
where other
fucking
people
wheel
have
while
been
you're doing
their whole
so.
life. I thought this would be a better
Hands
way to
on the
get
wheel.
it, but it's not. That was a lot of wow, and they're honking their horns. They're all getting pissy. Need their little glass of wine. Just calm down, everybody. Calm down. Get home nice and safe and sound, and have a nice prime rib dinner. This is actually going to be a part 1 of 2.
Things are easy for Ken.
Because
Look
I
at
need
all
to
the
edit
working
this video
people.
and get it out
They
to
just
you
need their little pissy
while
glass
I'm
of wine
cooking
and then have a
the
nice prime rib dinner.
But I'll videotape me cooking the prime rib. I'll ask Carol to help.
What are they doing?
videotape.
Having to
She's
work.
good at videotaping now. And I taught her well.
Videotaping. That's
And,
recording.
I always,
Or shooting.
when I'm editing Carol footage, I always show her and be
Hands on the fucking
criticism.
wheel!
Just let her know
Hands
what
on the
I might
wheel!
have done a little bit differently.
Hands on the
and always
wheel!
let her know that I screw up all the
Hands
time.
on the
For
wheel!
instance, this camera, sometimes I'm not paying attention, and you know. I'm
Yeah,
cutting
we
off
know
the
you're
top
not
of my
paying
head.
attention.
Right now, right. And this camera has a whatchamacallit. This camera has a stabilizer in it, so when
Yeah,
I
whatchamacallit. You've only been
the
working with him for the
camera
past
actually
40
looks like
years.
It's floating a little bit, and I'm fogging up here. So over the years of Carol videotaping me and me showing her,
It's shooting and
giving her
recording.
helpful hints on how
Helpful
to do it
hints from
better.
Ken, the idiot that
I
doesn't know how to operate
I used to
anything.
stress out when she would videotape me because there are certain things that she would
Videotape
do that,
again. You
I
idiot. Do
wouldn't
not
do.
teach
Just
anybody.
need it done a certain way. Like when I'm talking, it's always nice to
Don't talk
show
about
the
health.
elbows to
Put the
top of the
fucking
head
hands on the
shot,
wheel!
Nice medium shot like that. When I gesture to her,
Hands on the
that's
car's
when
moving, you
know I want
asshole!
to zoom in on it.
Put the
Back
fucking
in the day,
hands on the
Carol would just
wheel!
kinda zoom in on things, and so it was like a little distracting. So I'd be like, okay, I will hold stuff to you, or I'll tell you.
Hands on
I'll
the wheel,
like
you
this.
fuck!
And then that would be your cue. And then I've taught her also to cue me that, you know, it's in focus.
Hands
I got
on
the shot,
the fucking
and then
wheel,
come
you
back out.
asshole!
Carol's doing a great job. I'm not nervous with her videotaping me anymore. And
You
she knows
stupid
what
fuck!
I like
You
in the
menaced
video, and
everybody
she knows what I
else.
don't like in the video. So it's a good partnership.
There you go. That is a reaction. It is done. The excerpt from my first pre-recorded freestyle, which most of you liked the best, with some extra work. And here's where it gets a little bit less funny, because Ken published that on November 6, 2023. It is now 12 days later, November 18th, 2023. And Ken got 3,200 views for something that has virtually no work. He ran the camera and babbled while going to get mustard. I had to do a lot more work here, and I called him out for distracted driving, which is illegal, which will get me probably less than 2,000 views for what I have here. So, if you want to join the channel, it's $1.99 a month to get the custom emojis, and once in a while we do an early release. That's it. I keep my promises, while Ken takes 3 different levels of channel memberships, and he doesn't show for his paid member streams, and he gets away with everything. So that's why I ask to join the channel every now and then, because Ken does virtually no work. He profits from it. He doesn't keep his promises, and I don't offer anything more than what I deliver. Custom emojis, and once in a while an early release. So all that we can do is hope that Ken changes his dangerous ways, or that he gets charged by a constable for what he does before he hurts somebody with the way he drives so distracted while messing with the devices.
Is that it? That's it.
British peanut.
Double. That sucked like shit. That sucked huge fucking shit.
White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people. White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people. White Canadian. The Japanese are horrible people.
Tangy.